Good evening everybody, and thanks for tuning in to my latest video. I've noticed a lot recently to people that I'm subscribed to and to people that have subscribed to my channel that there's a lot of videos coming up at the moment from people that don't have a belief in God and essentially showing as to why it is that they believe creation to be a myth and for the Bible to be completely uninspired. Now, I think it's really sad when an ex-Jehovah's Witnesses goes from believing a false hope to believing in a no hope. I just think it's really sad, but I do understand why. Because obviously I've been there. I am an ex-Jehovah's Witness. I know, you know, the pain that it goes through when you realise that actually this organisation is not God's organisation. And if this is God's organisation, then he's not treating people very well. So I do understand where they're coming from, alright. So for one video and one video only, I want to put the Bible to one side and concentrate on pure, hard facts. And I really want anybody that is an atheist, please, to just have an open mind and look at what it is that I'm saying. Okay, well, the word atheism, according to Wikipedia, is the rejection of belief in the existence of deities. In a narrower sense, atheism is specifically the position that there are no deities, and that's what atheists believe in. You'll notice across the course of this video that I'm referring to a lot of notes, and it's because I want everything to remain factual. I want to start with the theory of the Big Bang. Okay, now I'm going to deal with the theory behind evolution in a minute, but I want to first of all talk about this mysterious bang that happened that was supposed to be the origin of the universe. Now, I've heard people give different theories regarding evolution and regarding this whole theory behind the Big Bang, but essentially what most people believe in now, according to Stephen Hawking, he actually wrote, almost everyone now believes the universe and time itself had a beginning at the Big Bang. Alright, so that time had a beginning and also the universe had a beginning when this Big Bang happened. Now, there's 2 points that I really want to make. The first one is that if you are to believe that and believe that it happened by these gases coming together and making the Earth, then I have to ask the question, what made these gases in the first place? Because how can you create something from nothing? Surely you have to have some sort of force behind it in the first place. The other thing is as well, is that when I think of a bang, of an explosion, the only thing I can think of is that sort of in this country, if you are tearing down a building, you lay dynamite behind it, and that causes a bang. And what happens then is that something is then destroyed. Something isn't then created, and it doesn't make something like the Earth, for instance, that is perfect distance from the Sun in order to be able to allow humans to live on it. When an explosion happens, usually you get a mess. You don't get something that is a perfect formed circle and be able to maintain life on it. Again, I'm merely expressing my own views here, but I think it's much more logical to think that actually there was someone that was designing this Earth in the first place, and it didn't come from gases that had nothing behind them in the first place, and that actually that even if it was going to be some sort of explosion, that I don't see how that makes logical sense, that actually something can explode and then perfectly form a planet. I don't see the logic behind it. So that's my theory behind the Big Bang. Okay, now I just want to talk about this business of a welcome mat. Okay, intelligent design, I like to call it. Brandon Carter, you can check his credentials in Google. He said, if the force of gravity were even slightly stronger, all stars would be blue giants. If even slightly weaker, all would be red dwarfs. He goes on to say, when you look from the perspective of a scientist at the universe, it looks as if it knew we were coming. There are about 15 constants: the gravitational constant, various constants about the strong and weak nuclear force, etc., that have precise values. If any one of those constants was off by even 1 part in a million, or in some cases by 1 part in a million million, the universe could not have actually come to the point where we see it. Matter would not have been able to coalesce. There would be no galaxy, stars, planets, or people. I want to ask you guys, do you really think that all of this could have happened by chance? Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is this business of what as humans believe to be right and wrong, alright? And I believe that this is what separates us from the animals. We all have this natural inclination towards morality. No matter how it was that we were brought up, we believe that certain things are just completely wrong. So take for instance, we all believe that it is wrong to rape people. We all believe that it is wrong to be a paedophile. We all believe that it is wrong to go around murdering people. We all have these kinds of inclinations towards what is right and what is wrong. I can't see how that has come about by some sort of chance. Okay, I think there is much more behind it than that. I want to ask you something really direct now. On September the 11th, when those planes hit them buildings, do you think that that was something that was wrong and that was evil? I certainly do. But this is where the issue lies, because we all I'm sure looked on the news and thought that was completely wrong what happened on that day. That was evil what them people did. But this is where I have the difficulty when it comes to atheism. We all, if you are an atheist, then you believe that we are under nobody's authority. So what gives us the right to say what is right and what is wrong? Because if what we believe in is something that is purely nature's law, as I know atheists like to call it, then these things that happen are purely down to Mother Nature and to nothing else. Now, is that logical? Because my belief, from my perspective, I think that it's more logical to believe that actually there are evil forces behind it. But the point that I really want to reiterate is the fact that why do we have these kind of obligations, and why do we have these kinds of feelings as to what it is that is right and wrong in a moral perspective? Now that really, I think, covers what it is that the points that I'm trying to get across in terms of creation. If you are an ex-Jehovah's Witness and you're watching this video, and perhaps you've turned to atheism because, I don't know, perhaps you believe it to be the easiest solution in life, and you know, I understand as to why, because I went through that as well. But let me tell you something, that just because you have a belief in God, and just because, like someone like myself, I call myself a Christian, it doesn't automatically mean that I'm religious, or you know, I'm following some sort of church or something. Let me tell you something. I have a bigger belief in God now than I ever do, and I do not attend a church. And that, you know, I don't believe that's wrong for me to do that. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you are watching this and you are confused as to whether or not there is a God, then please look into it. I hope that this information has been helpful to you, and I think that it's important that we all look into where it is that we all came from. So please feel free to send me a private email, which is, my email address is at the end of this video, and to leave comments. I'm happy to get into healthy debate. Like I always say, I'm not interested in getting into a load of arguments though. So I hope that this has been useful to you, and I look forward to speaking to you all very soon.